Hello everyone, welcome back to my Tosca automated software testing sessions. So today we are going to see the wait on action mode, that is the last action mode. Previously we discussed so many action modes. Today we'll see the wait on action mode as per video syllabus. So this is experiment 9, right? Synchronization. So here we'll see two different types of waits, that is static wait and dynamic wait. So we'll take an obstacle course.triscientist.com. This is obstacle number 33678. So you use this URL. So this is this situation or scenario that may occur during the generation of test cases, right? This is the scenario. Suppose there are two buttons here, calculate and send. If I click on calculate, so we need to wait till the send button is enabled, right? So in this case, there is a progress bar. Once this progress bar is completed, this send button will enable, right? So suppose in this scenario, we need to create a test case. So the test case should click on this calculate button. Then it has to wait till this progress bar completes. Then we need to click on send button. This is the case, right? So in this case, suppose if I use static wait, and that is the default time we are going to set. Suppose if I give 3000 millisecond or 4000 millisecond, once I click on this calculate button, it will wait for that particular time. Suppose I set this for 2000 milliseconds. So it will wait for 2000 milliseconds. And as soon as 2000 milliseconds completes, it is going to click this send button, whether it is enabled or not. It is not going to worry about that. Since it is a static wait, it based on the timings, it is going to start clicking this send button. There may be a situation because of server problem. It may take more time or it may take less time if there is enough speed, right? Whatever the situation, it is going to click this send button based on whatever the timing we have set. That is the static approach. But that is not the proper approach for executing or creating test cases in such scenarios. So we always need to use the uh, dynamic setting, that is dynamic wait on. Like if I click on this calculate button, so we need to put a wait on settings here so that as soon as it enable, the send button is enabled, then the test case is going to execute. That is the proper method. So we are going to put a wait on for this send. As soon as it is enabled, it is going to click that. So that is the proper method. So today we'll see both the methods, both static and dynamic, right? So directly we'll move to Tosca commander. So as usual, we'll create a module. Create a module, wait on. So we'll scan the application, scan application. So we'll take that obstacle page. So that is obstacle created by Triscientist Tosca. We'll consider that page. So this is the page. So we're going to add the objects. We want two objects. One is calculate and another one is send button. So we added two buttons, finish screen, close xscan. So now go to Tosca commander. So we added calculate. and send. Both the buttons are added now. As usual, go back to test cases, create a test case, then go to modules, drag and drop the created module to the test case, right? So this is what we want to test now. So I need to click on calculate, then I need to click on send button. So in between, I need to wait. So first we'll use the static option. So for static option, so go to project. So we'll check the setting. By default, there is a time which is already added in the present is Tosca. We'll see that. Go to project, click on settings. Under test settings, T box. Under T box, synchronization. You can see here synchronization timeout. So 10,000 millisecond is set for the maximum time used for finding and steering the control in case of unsuccessful automation. So even though if we have not set any waiting period, suppose we are trying to automate any test cases in meanwhile, while executing the test case, if it is failed to find any buttons or any movements, then it will wait at our Tosca software test tool will wait for 10 milliseconds to find that particular button. Otherwise, it will exit. That is by default. So in second option, synchronization timeout, that is 20,000 millisecond. This is for, suppose I'm using the wait on operation. If I'm using the wait on operation, then I can give 20,000 millisecond as the maximum time. So I can change this value. I can change this to 40,000, 50,000, whatever the value I want, I can change this. By default, we have set this to 20,000 milliseconds. I'm waiting, I'm using wait on operation. I'm making my automation testing to wait for some time. The maximum time I can give is 20,000. This will be useful only in case of static, right? Go to for test case. So first I need to click on the calculate button, right? Next, okay. So once we set the value, click for calculate, then we need to wait for some time, right? Till the send button is enabled, right? So for that, we'll add a wait on module. You just right click on this test case, go to search and add test steps. Here you search for T-box wait on, right? T-box wait on, that is T-box wait. You add this T-box wait. So it will ask for a duration. As we know, by default, we have set the maximum default time is 20,000 millisecond. I'll set the same value here. So I can give maximum 20,000. If I want more, we can go to project under T-box, under synchronization, you can change that settings, right? So this is static. Whether that send button is enabled or not, it will wait for 20,000 millisecond. So next, once again, I'll copy this test case and paste. So because I want to click on, now I want to click on send button, not, I'll delete this. So calculate, I will make send button to click, enable, right? So now what will this test case will do? It will click on calculate, then it will wait for 20,000 milliseconds, then it will click on send button. It is not going to check whether send button is enabled or not. It will wait for 20,000 milliseconds. So this is what the static wait on, right? So we'll see this first. We'll execute this. So right click, run in Scratchbook. It is going to click on calculate. Then it is going to wait for 20,000 milliseconds. See, it is loading fast. Progress bar is loading fast. It is completed now. See, it is completed. Already send button is enabled, but it is waited for some time. Then it is going to click on send button, right? So this is what happens in static. So this is not the proper method, right? Because it will wait for more time. It's not going to check for whether that send button is enabled or not. Or it may fail. Suppose, suppose if I give 5,000 milliseconds, right? So in this situation, what happens? In this situation, what happens? Before send button is enabled, it is our automation test case is try to click on that. We'll see that. We'll see that scenario. If I give 5,000, it will click on calculate and it will wait for 5,000 milliseconds. Suddenly it is going to click on send button. It will click on calculate, 5,000 milliseconds it will wait. Still, it is trying to click on send button. So this is what happens in static. So now we'll see the dynamic, right? So in dynamic mode, dynamic wait on. So we'll take same scenario. So I'll create one more test case here for dynamic mode. Wait on dynamic. Wait on dynamic. So for this, I'll take the same module. It's calculate and send. I'll take same module here. First, I'll click on calculate, right? So here in send, I'll use the action mode wait on. You can see the action mode here, input, verify, buffer, right? So here we'll use the wait on. Previously we used verify, buffer, right? Input, everything we used. So now we'll see the wait on. So select that wait on here. So you need to select this blue color down arrow. Here you give enabled is equals to true. Enabled is equals to true. So it will check for the condition whether this send button is enabled. Once it is enabled, then you take same test case, copy same test case. So next, delete this calculate. Then for this select, don't use wait on, select input here, click, right? So we are checking the condition here, whether this send button is enabled. Once it is enabled, if enabled is equals to true, then only it will move to next test case. So this is the action mode we are using here. This is dynamic synchronization. Earlier we used static synchronization. That is the difference here. So for dynamic, we are not going to use any separate T-box module. So here in static, we used T-box wait. This is separate module, right? We set some value here. So, but in dynamic, we used action mode wait on enabled is equals to true, checking that button whether it is enabled. As soon as it is enabled, it is going to click. So we'll see this. Try click run in Scratchpad. So you can observe now, as soon as the send button is enabled, see it is waiting now until progress bar is completed. Once it is completed, send button will enable. We put one wait on here. We added one wait on here. It will check for that case. Once it is true, it is going to click on that. As soon as see it is true now, it is going to click. That's right. This is how the dynamic synchronization works. Right? So you practice both scenarios, static and dynamic. Keep on changing this duration in static and observe different situation. Then you can use dynamic. So thank you for watching my session. See you next session. Thank you.